Alright guys, today I'm going to be teaching you how to gain rank fast in Chapter 5. Maybe you clicked on this video because you've been struggling and maybe you haven't gotten out of your rank or moved in a while. This video is just for you. This video is for all ranks, so all the way from bronze to Unreal rank, I guess, but yeah. Alright, so let's just get right into it. The first tip is to play confident. This may seem like something that wouldn't actually help you gain rank, but it's honestly super important. Okay, so to clear this up, playing confident isn't just W-keying everyone, because everyone has different play styles. If you're capable of W-keying and you think that your actual rank that you will get at the end of the season is a lot better than what you are now, then yes, you can W-key. But some people just aren't into that and play a little bit more passive, which is totally fine. But when you do get in a fight, don't be like, oh, I don't know if I can kill this guy, and maybe hide or try to run away. You got to be confident with your shots and just what you think you can do. Okay, now for the second tip. So this is probably the second most important tip I'm going to be giving out. The most important is the last one, so be sure to stay for that. But this one is get a good warm-up. Okay, I know you may be thinking, yeah, obviously warm up. But when I say get a good warm-up, I mean get a good warm-up. Sometimes what I used to do is just warm up for about 5-10 minutes, and I'm definitely not ready to play ranked. And maybe my first 2 matches I lose rank, or you have your free match, but still, I just don't play very well. That is just not very good thing for yourself, for your confidence, and just for your rank in general. Now, maybe you don't know what a good warm-up is considered. Like, oh, how long do I warm up? It's not necessarily how long you warm up, because on some days you feel better than others, but I would just wait until you feel like you could get in a game and you could kill just about anybody in the match. When you feel that warmed up, or if you play any warm-up with PvP where you face other people and you're playing very well against them, I would say you're pretty warmed up at that point then. Lastly, for the second tip is, if you don't have enough time to warm up, I would say just focus on one thing to get better at and just not play ranked. Because if you don't get warmed up and you just go in matches, like I said before, you're going to lose rank and your confidence level is going to go down. One thing I will say that you could maybe do is just utilize your free match if you have that, and not get warmed up and just play that every day. But other than that, I would definitely get warmed up. Okay, now for tip number 3. Tip number 3 is to find a good landing spot and memorize the area and where you should rotate. There's many different places to land, and solos, duos, whatever you play. But just finding a good spot to set you up for the rest of the game is very key. Something to think about when picking a landing spot is kind of your play style, like I talked about earlier, whether you want to W-key someone or play a little more passive. If you want to W-key people, I would advise probably landing at either a place with a medallion or an aimed location. Okay, so the last thing for tip number 3 is to think about what game mode you're playing, so solos, duos, squads. Because if you have more people, then you're going to want to make sure you have plenty of loot to get into a fight, because that's the whole point of landing somewhere, is to get set up for a fight. Some people do W-key at the beginning and just hope to get maybe an edge on someone, so yeah. Alright, tip number 4 is very important, but make sure to stay for tip number 5, because it's the most important of the 5 tips. But tip number 4 is make sure you have good positioning. So there's different terms for positioning, and some of you have probably heard them before, but dead side is a very big term. So that means exactly what it sounds like. Dead side, not where none of the people are. Because if you're not where people are, then you're not going to get in any fights, which is a good thing in the end, because if you get in a bunch of fights and there's a bunch of third partiers, you're not going to live to see the end of the game. So the exact definition of dead side is the shortest time that storm takes to get to safe. So say there's a huge storm circle and you have to move really far. You're probably on the opposite side, dead side. If you just got safe and the storm circle spawned and you're already safe again, then that's definitely dead side of that storm. Okay, before we get into tip number 5 from the bonus tip, when you're choosing when you can play, make sure you try to find a time in the morning when you can play. This is when there's all the little kids playing that really aren't the greatest. Maybe they got to that rank, but they've probably been playing a lot longer and Okay, now for the tip you've all been waiting for, tip number 5 is find what you're good at and stick with it. Now, what I mean by this isn't like, oh, okay, I'm good at building, I'm just gonna stick with building, whatever. No, I mean, so is good as well. So this varies on what kind of teammates you can find. I tend to play duos because my trio is able to be on very often, so if I can get good kinship with duo, that's amazing. One rank I will say, probably in the most ranked run is solo, because rank goes based off of how many team kills you have, meaning if in duos teams are what, 2 people, so if you get 2 kills, it's the same as 1 kill. Faster and see future videos that can help out future chapters of Steam. Good luck.
Well, there's a will, there's a